Okay, welcome. This is a quiz or a test review for Chapter 9. I'm going to quickly go through the questions for Chapter 9 review. I will try not to make any mistakes, but sometimes that happens when I go a little bit too fast. So I'll try to make this short enough for you. So the first question says, find the area of the shaded region. In order to find the area of the shaded region, we need to take the larger box's area and subtract it from the smaller box's area to get the area of the shaded region. Okay, so what we need to do is take the area. Well, the area of a quadrilateral is base times height. So we have the base times height of the big area and the base times height of the small area. But they give us binomials for the sides. So the larger sides are 2x plus 2 and 3x minus 4. That's going to be the area of the larger region. And then the smaller region is subtracted from that, and that's going to be x minus 3 and x minus 6. So what we need to do, well, that's the setup. What we need to do is take those binomials and multiply them together. And I say to use the box method, or you can use FOIL. So we first do the 1, 2x plus 2, 3x minus 4. Over here, we're going to do x minus 6 and x minus 3. So we get 6x squared plus 3 times 2 is 6x. This times this is negative 8x. This times this is negative 4. And this is going to equal, when we put them together, or sorry, when we combine like terms, here we're going to get 6x squared minus 2x minus 4, because negative 8 and 6 is negative 2x. Then over here we're going to get x squared minus 6. 3 times x is negative, or negative 3 times x is negative 3x plus 18. So that's going to be minus x squared. These two turn into negative 9x plus 18. Now, so we're halfway there. Now we need to just subtract, or 3/4 of the way there. We're going to subtract this from this. So 6x squared minus x squared. Then we're going to subtract the negative 2x minus the negative 9x. So negative 2x minus a minus 9x. And then last, negative 4 minus 18. Negative 4 minus 18. So when we do the math on that, we have 5x squared. This is add the opposite, so this is 7x, and negative 4 plus a negative 18 is negative 22. So that is our answer to the first question. Did I do that right? The answer key says negative 26, and let me see if I made a mistake. Oh, that's right here. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. I apologize for that. So that needs 4 more. So this should be negative 8 here. Sorry. I guess I'm going fast. Negative 8 and negative 8 and negative 18 is negative 26. I apologize for that. But the rest of the way of doing this is good. So I'm not going to redo this video. We'll keep going. I corrected my mistake, right? Okay. All right, moving on to the next question. Next question says to factor the expression. Okay, and we have 6x squared plus 5x plus 1. We're going to do the long method here. We're going to factor by grouping. Multiply the negative 1 times the 6, and we get, there's negative 6x squared times 1 is 6x squared. And that has to add up to 5x. Factors of 6x squared that add up to 5x. Well, that is going to be 2x times 3x, because that adds up to 5x. Okay? So what we do with that is rewrite the question. 6x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 1. So instead of 5x, we write 3x, and 2x right here. Okay, well, what do we do with that? Well, now we do the grouping. We have a group here and a group here. Factor by grouping, I'm going to take 2 out of here and an x, and that leaves 3x here plus 1. We already have 3x plus 1 here. We need that, so what do we need to take out? A 1, positive 1. So my answer now is the repeat, which is 3x plus 1. Use that up, and then times 2x plus 1. Okay, and that's how we would do that question. The next question looks like we're going to do it the same way, but we can do a shortcut on the next question. The next question has a perfect square at the beginning and the end. So I can just do 4m, which is the square root of this first, and the square root of the last number, which is 3n. And since there is a minus sign in the middle, it's going to be a minus. The same thing multiplied. 4m minus 3n. So that's going to be 4m minus 3n squared for the answer to that. So that's a trick that you're going to have to remember to do. Okay, looking at the next question. Here's another trick. We have no middle. Okay, so this is going to be in this form, a squared minus b squared, and that's equal to a minus b, the square root of a squared, and a plus b for this one. So I can just go 2x, which is the square root of this one, minus the square root of the second one, which is 9y, and then write that again, but put a plus sign between them, and I'm done with that. And you could check that with the box method. Number 5 is already broken up into 2 groups, so we're just going to factor by grouping. I'm going to take out 8 and 24 are both divisible by 6. 6 times 6, okay, and g squared goes into both of those, and that's going to turn this one into 6 into 18 is 3 with a g, and 24 divided by 6 is 4, and I took the g squared out. Now the one over here, we need a 3g plus 4 because it has to match. So look at the second term. What do I need to take out of 20 to get a 4? A 5. But when I put the 5 back in, do I get a 15, a negative 15? No, I don't, so make it a negative 5. And then we can go right to answer, 3g plus 4, parentheses, 6g squared minus 5. What's left over is the other answer. Okay, here is a trick, and it's going to be r minus 7, r plus 7, like we did in class. Here's another trick here. Both got perfect square with all plus signs. So it's just going to be a plus squared, and we do the square root of the first thing is 9b, and the square root of the second, which is 4. Okay, the next one here, you'd also have perfect squares here, or you could do factors of 64 that add up to 16. That's 8 and 8. So that's going to be d plus 8 squared. Here you don't have perfect squares, so you take the 77 and put it into a chart to add up to 18. That's going to be 7 and 11, and that's going to be plus 11 and w plus 7. That was on one of the quizzes. Well, several of these were on the quiz. 28, not a perfect square, can't factor anything out, so we do factors of 28 that add up to 11. That's 7 and 3. So that's just going to be d plus 7, d plus 3. Next we have negative 42 to add up to negative 1. Okay, that's 7 and 6, and the 7 has to be negative, so that's x minus 7, x plus 6. Okay, so you can see these are rather quick questions. Look at the last number to add up to the middle number, and that's what this chart is. Multiply and add. Looking at number 12. This one is the long method. You can't take anything out. It's not perfect squares. You need to do the long method. So I'm going to do negative 1 times 12 is negative 12. Factors of negative 12 that add up to 4. 6 and 2 do and make 1 negative. So then I rewrite the problem. 12d squared minus 6d minus 2d minus 1. Factor this group and this group separately. That takes us to this level. 6d comes out of here. 2d minus 1. And I have a 2d minus 1 here. Sorry, something's wrong. Oh, that's what's wrong. This should be a positive 6. Positive 6, so that's a positive 1. Okay, so I need a 2d plus 1 over here, but I have a minus 1, so I have to take a negative 1 out. That takes me right to answer, 2d plus 1, 6d minus 1. Now, I'm going pretty quick with these, but you've seen these before, so you should be able to keep up here. Write this, okay, this one just wants you to write it in standard form. So you put the largest power first, the g cubed, then the g squared, keeping the sign with it, the positive 4g minus 2. That's in standard form. Find the degree. We're just going to do 6 plus 5, which is 11. Match the expression with its name. This is a cubic trinomial. Moving on to the next one. Simplify the difference. We're going to take the w squareds and subtract them. Then we're looking at the negative 4w, and I'm going to subtract it from the 3w. Then I can combine the negative 8 minus the minus 6. So make sure you do 2 negatives there. And that's going to give me negative 7w here. Oops. So I start over here. 2w squared, a negative 7w in the middle, and a negative 2 at the end. So that's going to be, put these together. Oops. Put these together, you have 2w squared minus 7w minus 2. Looking at the addition is a little easier. You just combine things that are like by addition. That's 10u cubed. 4u squared minus 2u squared, because you're adding, is 2u squared. And 2 plus 8 is 10. Okay, moving on to the next group. There won't be this many questions on the test, but they will be similar to these, 1 or 2. Find the product. You're just going to distribute this to both things, or you could do the box method. 8x squared and 4x squared and 4y 6. 8 times 4 is 32x to the 4th, plus 8x squared, and this is going to be 32x squared y 6. We don't combine those. And this is your answer right here. Find the GCF. What comes out of both of these? Well, an 8 does. And the lowest amount of x you can get out of both is x cubed. This is the GCF. If it's factored, then it would be 8x cubed times 8x to the third plus 4 if you factored it. But this is the GCF. GCF is this number here. Okay, moving on to simplify the product. This is the box method. 4x plus 3, 2x plus 5. 4 times 2 is 8x squared. 2x times 3 is 6x. 5 times 4 is 20x. 2 times 5 is 15. 8x squared plus 26x plus 15. That looks good. And I'm doing this kind of quick, but still, I believe should be able to follow along. This factor here, negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Factors of negative 18 that add up to the middle, which is 7. So that's going to be 2 and 9, and the 9 has to be positive. So I rewrite my question, polynomial with the new factor, or the new breakup in it. I said that right, 9 and 2, negative. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite it. It's going to say 3x squared plus 9 minus 2x, sorry, put x's on both of these, minus 2x minus 6. Okay, look at the first group. A 3x can come out of it. I'm left with x plus 3. I need this to be x plus 3. How do I get it to be x plus 3? We'll take a negative 2 out. And my answer is going to be x plus 3, 3x minus 2. again, I would try these on your own, see if you can get them. If you can't get them, then look at the video. This one is the box method. I'm going to take the 2k squared minus 4k minus 3 and put a 2k and a 3 here. This gives me 4k cubed, negative 8k squared, negative 6k, 6k squared, negative 12k, and negative 9. When I combine my diagonals, I get 4k cubed minus 2k squared minus 18k minus 9. That's my answer for that one. That's 22. Moving on to 23. Find the area of the unshaded region. This is a square, so this is x plus 5. This is x. I'm going to take x plus 5 times x plus 5 and subtract x times x from it. That's going to give me x squared. If I do the box method here, I'm going to get x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus x squared. And this one was on a quiz, and the answer is 10x plus 25 because the x squared cancel out. Okay, we did this one in class today. You can check it on your own. Is it the last question? It is. Well, let's work through it. We got a couple minutes here. So I want the volume and the surface area. The surface area is going to be 4x minus 5. So this is one surface here. I want to find the area of that. So that's 4x minus 5 times 4x minus 5. That's the area of one surface, and it's a cube. So we're going to have to get the area, the surface area. We're going to have to multiply this answer, whatever this is, times the 6 surfaces. So when I multiply this using the box method, I'm going to get 16x squared minus 20x minus 20x plus 25. So in here, I'm going to get 16x squared minus 40x minus 40x plus 25. And then I'll distribute the 6 to get my surface area. And you can do that on your own. That's fine. Just distribute the 6 to all three of these. Okay, now to get the volume. Well, volume is length times width times height. Well, these two we already have multiplied together here, the length and the width. And that turned out to be 16x squared minus 40 plus 25. Now to get times the height, we got to multiply that times 4x minus 5, which is just the box method again. Alright, I hope I don't have to multiply these numbers in my head or not. So 40 plus 24 is 84x cubed. 40 is 160, x squared, 100, 50 and 30 is 80, negative 80, x squared, negative 200, I'm sorry, positive 200, x, and 5 is 125, negative 125. If we combine these, we're going to get our area, and we're going to get 84x cubed minus 240x squared. This is 100x, sorry. So it's 300x minus 125. And that's going to be your volume. Okay, so I don't check my answers. The answers, I'm hoping they're right. If I made a mistake, I apologize. It looks like this one is correct. I can read. Is that 64 or 84? It should be 64. Did I add wrong? Oh, this should be 64. My bad. 4 times is 40 plus 24 is 64. My bad. This should be a 64. Sorry about that. So the rest is right on that one. Going up to this one. That one should be right. 50. Okay. And you can check the other answers with the answer key. I guess I can show you the answer key here. This is the answer key page. You have to stop the video and go back and forth zoom out so you can see more at once. So there's 1 through 7 answers. I think they're right. Again, I might have made a mistake. I apologize if I did. I kind of made this fast so people can see it. There's 8. And then moving on to 9 through 17. Answers there. Again, you can flip back and forth in the video to see. And the answers to the last ones are right here, which I think I just checked. They look pretty good. And I apologize if there's any mistakes. Just tried to make you a video that you could help you pass the test. God bless you, and study well.